it is time now for part 2 of Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. Last time on Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers, we were an author, a not very successful author who owns a bookstore that he propped up with his inheritance money, and he's currently writing a book about a fictional book that involves a series of murders in New Orleans called the Voodoo Murders. And as part of his research, he's collaborating with a police officer named Mosley, who is voiced by Mark Hamill. Gabriel Knight is voiced by Tim Curry, by the way. And this is your assistant, Grace. And every day you start out in the bookstore, you read the old newspaper, go out to New Orleans to investigate all these goings-ons, all these insane happenings out there. Also, I just realized that I probably forgot to change the title of my stream from Spelunky to Gabriel. So, just give me 1 second to do that. Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. Alright. Update. There we go. Alright, that's enough of that. So what do we do now? We pick up the newspaper.
Times Picayune, dated June 19, 1993.
1900.
A front-page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns not anew. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crimes is fake.
Alright.
Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called La Plaza d'Armas. Under French rule, it was used for executions, firing squads, hanging, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. Of course, these days, it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians, and local artists.
Good.
Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instinct.
Ah, good to know.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
Gabriel, you're a goofy man. Alright. Let's head on over to...
See you later.
Have fun.
Alright. Where should we go? Let's go to Jackson Square.
The other park visitors are enjoying their leisure and aren't...
Alright. So let's look around and see what's, oh, I don't want to exit. Oh, well, I guess I do. There's a dancing man and a hot dog vendor. Is that what this guy is here?
The lucky dog vendor has his nose buried in a paperback novel. Gabriel noticed that it is not. Big surprise. One of his.
Could I get a lucky dog, please?
Not now, I'm busy.
An unambitious person? In the 90s? Amazing.
Alright, let's see what this dancing boy is up to.
You dance pretty well for a kid.
Give me some money then.
I don't have any.
I'll block the view, mister.
Do you do requests?
Got any money?
No.
Something to eat?
No.
There you have it. No.
Alright, I need to get him a hot dog, I guess, from the hot dog vendor, since he wants food. Let's see, what was this gift certificate?
The $20 gift certificate for St. George's looks pitifully new and unused.
Oh hey, if that hot dog vendor likes books, maybe he will give me a hot dog in exchange for this $20 gift certificate.
There's no reason to...
I have this gift certificate.
I'm busy.
It's good for $20 at St. George's Books, finest bookstore in New Orleans.
That might be a bit of a stretch.
Really? I'll have to check it out sometime.
You could take this gift certificate with you, if you'll give me a lucky dog.
A lucky dog for a $20 gift certificate? Well, sure. Here you go.
Nice. Alright. Kid, take a lucky dog.
You wouldn't like a lucky dog by any chance.
Would I? Thanks, mister. You got any special requests? Let me know.
I don't think I do, but I can try.
You mentioned something about special requests.
Yeah. You got one?
Can you do the Nutcracker Suite in D minor?
Say what?
Oh, never mind. Can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay then.
Alright, well, I guess I have that stashed away in my favor bank later if I ever need it. Do 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 do. Gotta love the music of New Orleans. Alright, let's talk to this gentleman. Man, there's a lot of icons to click through. Okay. Maybe I should just start using the menu, not try to pull a Sam and Max.
Nice drawing of the cathedral.
Thanks.
It's really precise.
Well, I'm an architectural student, actually. It's good practice.
Could I ask you some questions?
I'd rather not. I really get focused when I'm drawing.
Okay, fine.
Right. Can you do anything with these?
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
I'm kind of busy, and I don't normally do requests.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, if I have the kids steal your painting that you're working on, you won't have anything to do. And then you can do something with the random patterns that I've collected from the police station. Alright. I stole those patterns, by the way, from the police station yesterday. Or not yesterday, but... Well, yeah, I guess yesterday in the timeline of this game.
You mentioned something about special requests.
Yeah. You got one?
Oh, I guess I can't think of anything at the moment.
Can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay, then.
Interrogating the little...
You mentioned...
Yeah. Sure. Hey, guys. Saints!
You got it, kid.
Oh great, I have to sit here and watch this. Boy howdy, does this capture the spirit of New Orleans.
That was great. Thanks.
Alright,
No problem, mister.
Alright, well...
Hey, come back here. Hey!
Oh, nice. Now I can have the kid retrieve the guy's picture.
Oh, unbelievable. Rotten luck.
Or I can get it for him. Not sure how this will work, but... That boy has to be good for something, damn it. Alright. Doesn't look that hard to access.
Gabriel can't reach the drawing from where he is.
Gabriel. Alright, kid. I need you to get that drawing for me.
You mentioned something about special requests.
Yeah. You got one?
Can you fit through the bars around the statue?
Can I? Just watch me.
Good. There's something in there I can't quite reach. Come on. Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go. Yep. See ya.
Cool. Well. Now that that's taken care of, it's time to talk to the architect again. There you go. One painting coming right up.
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work.
See what you did there,
I
Gabriel.
lost my only copy of a manuscript once.
See what you did there.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, huh?
Well, I can think of something you could do for me. Reconstruct these patterns that I got from the case file. A case file I stole, or I made a photocopy of illegally at the police station yesterday.
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
What do you need?
Is there any way you can reconstruct the whole pattern from these partials?
Pattern is probably circular, and there's some repetition in the elements. What is this from, anyway?
You'd never believe me.
Okie dokie. Well, there's... I think there's an area missing. If you could get me any more of these...
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, probably the one that I got from the lake. So this thing here.
I have another one of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah, this is great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Alright.
Great. I appreciate it.
Sounds good. Alright, well, I think my work here is done. Let's, see what other kind of mischief we can get into. Oh yeah, there was supposed to be someone at the Voodoo Museum that I could talk to today. So maybe I should go and try that. Voodoo Museum. No. Voodoo Museum.
Welcome, my friend.
Oh, good.
Hello?
I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Nye, and I'll probably take you up on that.
Alright. Dr. John? Let's chat.
Could I ask you some questions?
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
What can you tell me about...
Historical voodoo.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands.
Yeesh.
Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively.
The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
Can you tell me anything else?
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves.
Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans.
Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
What happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou Saint John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
The Great Zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to draw severe among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times.
Well, that's a bit
The
totalitarian.
time was Sunday afternoons and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
I really do appreciate the detail, the attention to detail, and the research that seems to have gone into this. Like, it's definitely stands in a pretty sharp contrast to, I think, the other adventure games that I've played so far.
Tell me more about historical.
I don't know if the history is perfect, but
There were a variety
it at
of
least
kings and queens
shows
and
some
voodoo priests
signs
and
of
priestesses.
effort on the writer's
From
part.
about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Ah,
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
I've given you as much detail as I can, Mr. Knight. Look around the museum if you desire more information.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or grigri. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo, and is only a part of true voodoo.
huh. The power of voodoo, okay.
The religion has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans
Is that actually true,
as a
I wonder?
tradition all their own. Whites, and they are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooians in New Orleans. They often do business selling grigri, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooian. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magensha Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her and tell her you might stop by.
Great, thanks.
Cool, man.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
You have tapped my resources. My expertise is really historical. Perhaps Miss Moonbeam can be of further help.
Tell me about this hoodoo thing.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the grigri are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Is there anything else I should know about voodoo?
Not if your interest is primarily in voodoo. Hoodoo is of interest to those who study rural folk traditions, but it will not aid you in understanding true voodoo.
Is there anything else?
Not if you're voodoo.
Okay. You mentioned Marie Laveau. Tell me about her.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveau's, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire. When the Widow Paris began to practice, there were many voodooans in the city. By 1830, she was voodoo queen of all New Orleans.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Widow Paris was a hairdresser for rich Creole ladies. She also paid household servants to spy for her. Between the two, she knew everything about everyone who mattered in New Orleans. She was not above using her information to appear psychic, to intimidate, or even to blackmail.
You sound as though you admire her.
For a black woman in the mid-1800s to gain power is an incredible thing, Mr. Knight. However, she achieved it.
Fair point.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She kept a pet snake, danced with it. She held traditional voodoo ceremonies out by the lake.
She sounds pretty rad.
Very seriously. But she was not above selling tickets for her events to curiosity seekers. She was not above using voodoo any way she could to make money. That is for certain. But if she had been in another line of work, in another age, that would have been interpreted as entrepreneurial genius rather than a sign of fraudulence.
Hey, you don't need to convince me. I admire anyone that can actually make a living. Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
It was Marie Laveau who defined the voodoo that is truly and uniquely the voodoo of New Orleans. She invented hundreds, if not thousands of spells, potions, charms, and incantations. These form the basis of the modern practice, not to mention the folk tradition of voodoo.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Her daughter, Marie Glapion, took over when the Widow Paris got old. Most people thought it was the same Marie Laveau. Both Maries encouraged that point of view. The Widow Paris died in 1881. Marie Glapion had been reigning a long time by then. After the death of the Widow Paris, other voodoo queens surfaced, and by 1890, the cult was fragmented again. Marie Glapion just sort of faded away.
Ken the Space Dan says, whoops, I think I died the same way in Splunky as you. If you died by jumping from the first ledge and falling on spikes, then yes. We both died the same way.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Fascinating.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
You have heard everything about Marie Laveau that a layman might expect.
Oh, a layman. Alright, tell me... Panda Space Dan says, almost, a bat knocked me onto the spikes. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better about my poor performance.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper? I know that they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
What makes you think the voodoo murders aren't being done by local practitioners?
Voodoo is a popular boogeyman, Mr. Knight, especially in New Orleans. Anyone can pretend to use it, just as anyone can pretend to be a black belt in karate, and for the same reason, to intimidate. I know voodoo in this city, Mr. Knight, and believe me, it is not about killing. Even the police have stated that the killings have nothing to do with local voodoo.
Fair enough.
So, you know nothing about the voodoo murders case?
I neither know nor care to know, Mr. Knight. My only possible interest is in how it might affect the public's attitude towards the museum.
That's fair.
So far, it has not been an issue. No one has even had the bad taste to bring it up. Until you, that is.
Ouch.
So, you know nothing about...
I neither.
Okay.
So,
New Orleans.
What do you think of New Orleans?
it is the only city in the United States as far as...
Hey, now. Have you ever heard of a little place called Philadelphia? I mean, Philadelphia brought us Rocky, brought us the cheesesteak.
What is it about New Orleans that you so
It
admire?
brought us the Liberty Bell,
Of its own, Mr. Knight.
and
Amid the horrid blackness
Ben
that is
Franklin,
Americana, New Orleans alone
and Rocky.
has a voice.
Spoken like a true New Orleanian. Do you have anything else to say about New Orleans?
I have already given you my opinion, Mr.
Not sure what that was all about. Seems like there was a little sound error there. And the sound just cut out. Okay. I'm going to exit our conversation, save the game, and go back in, because I'm assuming that sound ain't coming back. Alright. Panda Space Dan suggests that the sound may have gone out because of voodoo. Could be. Maybe someone has a doll in the shape of my computer that they're poking a needle at.
Could I ask you some more?
Of course. I also find my dialogue
Alright. Snakes.
Do you know anything about snakes?
You have perhaps noticed the museum's name. They are beautiful creatures, do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with
It's the snake. Do you use it in your practice?
I admire the spirit of the snake, Mr. Knight, but snakes like museums can be quite dangerous to handle.
You didn't really answer the question.
I really don't think you did.
I'd really like to know more about you, Snake.
There is really nothing more to say, Mr. Knight.
Getting a little testy here, are we?
I'd really like to know more about you.
There is really nothing.
Alright.
What can you tell me about St. John's?
It is one of the important ceremonial nights in voodoo.
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I am afraid I do not know the origins of St. John's Eve. I only know that it was a night of ritual long before voodoo came to New Orleans.
Funny that the curator of a voodoo museum wouldn't know about St. John's Eve.
What else can you tell me?
I am afraid I have nothing else to say about that.
Do you have any idea what Captain St. John?
I fear my French is not all issue.
Well, that sounded a bit stilted.
You're sure you haven't heard the term Captain St. John?
I am sure, Mr. Knight.
You're sure you haven't heard the term
Schottenjäger. Have you heard of those?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I have not.
Have you ever heard?
Alright. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I want to preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background do you have?
Let us say that I cut my teeth on it. It is in my blood.
Well, that's vague. What Wizard says, how far did you get in Spelunky? I am late. Well, in Spelunky, I hopped off the first ledge and fell face down into a bed of spikes.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No. The museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs us. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Oh, a layman.
Just tell me anything.
I am originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
I was drawn here from this.
Again, quite vague.
Just tell me anything.
I am a vegetarian.
Me too.
Really? I can't imagine living without meat.
That must be the hunter, Mr. Knight.
Yep, the hunter.
Just tell me anything.
I do not care for small talk, Mr. Knight.
Alright, well, let's get going.
Actually, I can't think of that.
Then, let us discuss something else.
I think we're good here. See you around, Dr. John. Alright, you know what? The music is too loud. It's not very well balanced with the voices, so I turned it down.
I'll be going.
Walk carefully out there, Mr. Knight.
Alright. Oh, I guess this is the Moonbeam place. But before I go there, I should probably see if I can talk to Malia Getty, who I encountered yesterday and got the address from what's her name? Grace. So, let's go to the Getty estate. Alright. So, let's check in on Malia.
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
I do have official business.
I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
Oh. You're waiting for me to give you something? I don't really have anything to give you. What is this letter here?
The letter is addressed.
Oh yeah. What else do I have? Oh, I can say I'm a priest.
Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir.
Alright, I'm guessing maybe I need...
Just as I thought. A good day, sir.
Need like a press pass or like a police badge or something like that. So maybe I'll go check out, see if I can steal one from Mosley, my friend Mosley at the police department. Okay. Mosley.
Hey, mostly.
It's you, God help me.
Can I have your police badge, man?
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Alright, case status. What's going on with that?
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
You're as filled in as me.
Alright,
Tell me about yourself.
What else do you want to know?
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
It's your dime.
Alright. I need to know about... Okay. Well, can you tell me... I guess I can ask you about these other things that I've encountered.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Sans Garde means?
Hell no. Is that French? My mother spoke it, but I always had a hard enough time just speaking English.
True enough.
Can you tell me about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about snakes is I don't like them.
Oh, I think I asked you about that yesterday.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Is she that redheaded chick that works at Freddy's?
No.
Then I don't know her.
Mark Hamill. Alright. Anything else? Nah. Alright, so I need to get his badge, I think, or something. Could it be, like, inside his jacket? Up here?
It's not Gabriel. The suit doesn't operate.
Alright. Or maybe it's on the jacket he's wearing. I guess I could ask him to go get coffee for me and then, like, search around.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
How about getting me some coffee?
What am I, your slave?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm working my butt off here.
Yeah, fine.
Alright.
Some people are never satisfied.
Alright. So what do I want to look through?
That doesn't work that.
Not me. I've seen how Mosley organizes stuff.
Oh, back already, Mosley? Oh, he is wearing a police badge.
Here, drink it.
Okay. I need to get him to take his jacket off.
Thanks.
Probably. Can I spill my coffee on it? I don't have coffee in my
This
inventory, do
is
I?
the last. Gabriel doesn't. The coffee cup is empty.
That was fast. Alright, let's see.
The suit does.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
I did see a guy working on, this thing here. Maybe it's like a thermostat or something like that.
There's a temperature gauge on the wall near Mosley's office. The security cage has been removed by the electrician.
What Wizard says, do you need to steal this man's jacket? Do you need to dress up as him? No, I don't need to dress up as him. I just need to get his police badge.
There's a temperature... The security...
Okay, security cage is removed, so I should be able to operate it. Ooh. Let's, turn her up to 85. No, let's just do 90. Why not? Why the hell not?
Whew, it's hot in here. Dang, the air conditioning must be on the blink. Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
What Wizard says, you should try to put some honey on his ID and then offer to give him a back rub. Well, I got him to take his jacket off, so now I should be able to ask him for coffee and then get the ID
Can
of
I
his
ask you
jacket.
about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Coffee.
How about getting me some coffee?
No way. Enough is enough.
Please, 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 pretty please.
All right. Just shut the hell up. Some people are never satisfied.
Alright. I'll take that police badge, thank you very much.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
Thanks. Tons. I mean it.
Alright, well, I better get going. I have a date with, Malia Getty. See ya, mostly.
The suit.
Ah. Looks like I'm getting a phone call. Hold on one second.